this way before coronavirus. So yeah, he's kind of been on this trend way before everyone caught it. And if you guys listen to him, you guys are probably doing well. If not, well, now's it's still early, so now's the time to listen. Let's see, how are you doing? I'm not hearing join the firewall from my phone ID for this live. Let's see. I see Gigi, you're asking if anyone's working on a clothing line. Ty has a clothing line, Dress Barn, so you should have some good questions for him. Let's see, what do we got here? I like this question. Was it Abe? Would you suggest moving from Facebook ads to viral videos? Yeah, if you can make a viral video, I think that's kind of the obvious thing. If you can make a video go viral, which I don't think anyone has a real formula for that, then you're going to be good, because that would work on all social platforms. Hold on, guys. And let me know how you do that, if you do know how to do that, because that is the million-dollar question. You need help in copywriting. Can Ty help? Yes, Ty is one of the best in the world at that. And I think Ty should be on, there we go. Yeah, Ty is one of the best at copywriting, so he could definitely help with that. All right, guys, just hang tight. Ty is officially on the call. He's currently just joining through audio so that he can talk, and then we will get started. A footwear line. Does Ty have a footwear line? I don't. I guess Dress Barn might have some shoes. I'm not sure.
All right.
There we go. I'm gonna pin your.
What?
I'm pinning your video. Just making sure. There we go.
What's up, world? Who's ready for the e-com revolution? Who's going to be left behind? Who's going to catch the trend? Because we're at an inflection point. Tectonic plates, kind of like how continents go. They're shifting, you know. Australia, Africa, the US. That's many, many millions, maybe more years ago, there was a giant war that happened between the continents, between land masses, and certain land masses won. Obviously, they're not alive, so there's no winning, but you get my point. That's what we're seeing now. Conventional business, e-com business, and guess what? E-com business just won. What's going bankrupt? Well, you see that J. Crew declared bankruptcy, Neiman Marcus, and there's about 50 in line. Gold's Gym declared bankruptcy. Brick and mortar business, the way it's been done for literally thousands of years. You got to remember, in the Egyptian Empire, the Nile River Valley, guess what people did? They had little stores that you would walk to the farmer's market. Thousands, tens of thousands of years of human civilization. And now you have this new concept of electronic commerce. We name it e-com. Bam. Okay, no matter what happens in the next months, this game's over. And so many of you have been operating as an employee or even an entrepreneur in the space that's now been overcome. I recommend that you switch real quick. Now I'm on my farm. You're not going to have great connections, but that's not important because you don't need to see my face. Listen to the call, listen to the audio. That's all that matters. And I'll be sharing my screen through some of this, but so I basically want to announce I'm doing this test group, and I'm going to close it in 7 days. I'm doing a special first test group. I launched it last Friday, but I wasn't sure how long I was going to keep this bundle open, this special test group bundle. And I've decided, okay, huge response from people. I'm going to do this, leave it open for the next 7 days. So pay very close attention to what I'm going to say today. Okay. Before I get started, some housekeeping rules. You can use the chat, but don't repeat your chat over and over. I purposely skip those people because they're annoying. So just put it in. I mean, you can put it a few times, but don't be putting it in there over and over. My team will block you because it just annoys everybody else. So it looks like we're going to have about 600 people on. We're at 593 and slowly growing. So be a lot of questions. I will not answer everybody's because I'm not superhuman. Okay. Now, I want to just start with kind of beginning to share my screen, and I want to show you kind of how I think about the world we're coming into, and more importantly, an opportunity for you, even some of you with very little experience. Okay. Maybe you hate your current job. Maybe you don't have a job. 20, 30 million people in the US alone filed for some form of unemployment. The global impact is much larger because America is not even close to the largest country in the world. India has been hit. Europe's been hit. Africa's been hit. Australia's been hit hard. Asia's obviously been hit hard. So Middle East has been hit. There's no region that, even Russia, Siberia, one of the coldest inhabited parts of the world, they've been hit. And so is South America. So look at Brazil. So you could basically take this as good news and bad news combined into one. The bad news is that a lot of people are going to get left behind. I'm just warning you. A lot of people are going to get left behind. Every time there's a shift in human history, millions of people get left behind, sadly. Just think about my grandma's 102 years old. She was born in 1918 in Berlin, Germany, during World War I. And those two world wars, World War I and World War II, displaced about 300 million people in a world that only had 1 billion. So you're talking about 1 out of 3 people shifted, moved, died, including dying, casualties. There was no men left in Germany after World War. My grandma's like, a lot of my friends never got married. It was a massive shift, including death. So this story that we're hearing right now today is not a new story. My grandma was born in the year before the Spanish influenza. She's been through the Spanish influenza and COVID. So what you're learning here today on this live call is something that's worked. This mentality along with skill, because remember, success is skill meets mindset. You got to have both. Some of you have mindset, you got great mindset, you understand self-help, and some of you have great skill set with no mindset. Very rarely do I meet the combination of mindset and skill. So what I'm talking about right now is the mindset part of this call, and then I'm going to jump into the skill set. How do we build an e-com brand? How could you build? Some of you, lots of you, especially those of you in my test group, you're going to have a Shopify store up this month, maybe this week. You're not going to become a millionaire this month. Very rarely. The fastest anybody's ever become a billionaire, I think, is in about a year, but that's very rare. Okay. But I want to set the expectation like, no, you can change your life. It took me 9 months to change my life. 2001, I started in e-com. From the day I started, 9 months later, I was making $6,000 to $8,000 a month. I was making a 6-figure income, which was more money than basically anybody in my family had ever made. Okay. It took me about 9 months of building e-commerce skill, marketing, Facebook ads, beginning to understand human psychology, understanding mass psychology, not just individual psychology. Group psychology is different than individual psychology. So when you're doing an e-commerce brand, you're marketing to a group. You're not like one-on-one in a room saying, hey, Susie, you want to buy this? Bob, you want to buy this? No, you're in group psychology. So you're going to have to shift what you know about psychology too. Okay. And so I'll go into a little bit of that. So skill set meets mindset equals financial success and success in life, you know, in life in general. Okay. Let me share my screen here for the presentation. And I wanna kind of, give me a second here. Make a new presentation. But I want to start, I think it's important to start by just kind of looking at the richest people in the world. Okay, what business are they in? Jeff Bezos is in the e-commerce business. Bill Gates is in the e-commerce business. Bernard Arnault is not. And Mark Zuckerberg's in the e-com business. So 3 out of the 4 wealthiest people in history, because make no mistake, I mean, they are the wealthiest people in history dollar-wise. You know, maybe Rockefeller had more if you adjusted, and a few people in history. Maybe Putin has more, but this right here represents 3 out of 4. So let me ask you a question. When you went to business school, when you had a business class, when you're doing your business study, did you focus on e-com? And the answer, sadly, is no. So we got to start, you know, I'm just going to tell you this. You are behind. Jeff Bezos started in 1994, guys. Let's think about that. How long ago was 1994? It was 26 years ago. Let's look here. Let's go here real quick, and let's just look for a second at a picture of Jeff Bezos 26 years ago. If you put in Jeff Bezos' office and you go to images, this is the man right here. Let me show you a picture. Look at this picture right here. Here he is with a spray painted sign. 1994. Oh, actually, this is 99. So he had already been in business 5 years, and that's how his business looked. What were you doing in 1999? Some of you weren't born yet. Some of you were born and you were wasting your time doing things that did not prove to be profitable. So we got a lot of catching up to do, is what I'm trying to say. Okay. Now, a lot to catch up on. Your school and parents should have taught you this. Here's the sad thing. If your parents really love you, well, love also should have a tangible effect. I'm not suggesting our parents didn't love us. You know, my mom didn't know how to teach me. You know, no one ever taught her. But really, if somebody loves you, they should help you improve your life. What improves your life more than finances? So the fact still remains. Your school and your parents should have taught you this, not me. But so be it. Okay. Now, what do we have to learn? Well, we basically got to break everything down into the 4 Ps. That's how I start people. We got to learn product, e-commerce product selection. We have to learn how to price the products. And I also include in there the financial aspects, raising capital, accounting. We've got to learn promotions, how to market this thing. And we've got to learn placement. That's your website and delivery. So it's 3, and each of these, okay, divides into 4 more categories, 4 subcategories. So there's really how many? 4 times 4 is what? Hopefully everybody remembers. It's 16. So there's really 16 things that I would teach you if you were here with me in person, and I was walking you through everything. Now, 16 main skill sets you need. Okay. Now, sounds overwhelming. Maybe it is, but it's a real skill you're about to build. Meaning, like, if you can wrap your head around these 16 things, you're going to be a powerhouse. I don't care if you live in Africa, Asia, South America. I don't care if you're 18. If you're 18 right now watching this, I'll tell you what my mentor, Alan Nation, said. He said, it's the lucky ones who learn this early. So all of you who feel bad because you're young, you should feel excited. You're very lucky. Most people are 40 years old and don't know this. So I want you to get excited and take action is what I'm trying to say. Okay, now going back to sharing my screen, we got these 4 subcategories on product. Number 1, number 2, number 3. But always keep that in mind when you're beginning to run your own business. Please don't overcomplicate it. Every single day, wake up. What I actually do, believe it or not, on Monday, I'll do one of the P's. I'll focus on my product, improving my product. The second day, I'll focus on pricing, split test, financial, accounting, raising capital. On Wednesday, I'll do the third P, and I'll focus on making sure, double checking my marketing is going well and spending extra emphasis on marketing. And then the fourth thing, on Thursday, I'll focus on building, improving the website, looking at the design, adding new features to the website. Okay. So many ways you can go about this, but I want you to keep it nice and simple. Most entrepreneurs are good at 1 or 2 of the P's, and the rest of their business sucks. So they fail. Rest of your life, memorize. Take a little note card. I have a friend, very wealthy guy, and that's what he has, little cards that he writes out. And when he brushes his teeth, he looks at the flashcards and he memorizes things. Product, pricing, promotions, placement. Get them in that order. That's the right order also. Don't change the order on me, please. Any questions on this? Product, pricing, placement. Good. Quick questions. What market has the largest decrease in sales right now due to COVID that can be redirected by any one of us into e-com? Brick and mortar. I mean, all the brick and mortar, groceries, food, cooked food was a big one. If you saw HelloFresh, a German company, reported above average income because they're delivering food to people. Believe it or not, sporting goods are up. Believe it or not, apparel, clothing is up. In fact, there's basically let me show you something. It's a good question. So let's just look at the market overall. Let me share my screen and let's just look here. What industries doing better or affected during COVID? Month-on-month sales. Let's just look. Flowers are not doing well. What's this? COVID-19. Cannabis companies are not doing well right now. So those of you interested in cannabis, CBD, those are all down. This is not what I'm looking for. What else can we see? Retail, we already mentioned that. Netflix is doing better. Mini bar delivery. So delivering alcohol is up. Hey man, when people want their alcohol, they want their alcohol. So just use a lot of comments. RV, people buying big RVs to drive around that you can sleep in. Those are probably doing better because you don't want to stay in a hotel. Look at this. Here's companies. Let's see, share of jobs at risk. So leisure and hospitality is doing the worst. This is hotels, vacations, Airbnb is not doing well now. Employment services, so like if you have like an employment agency, you're not doing well. Uber and Lyft is down. Mining is down because people aren't buying as much electronics. A lot of the mining that we have is related to, electronics and things like that, and manufacturing. People aren't building skyscrapers. They don't need as much steel and iron ore. Okay. But that's a good question. Every one of these is an opportunity. So how can you disrupt the hotel industry? Well, who has an example of this? Let's see how smart this group is. I've been doing these for the last week. What's my opportunity? I'm going to show you how to turn everything into a financial opportunity. Okay? How to make money in any time. I'm just going to show you right now. It's a skill everybody should know so you never freak out. I'm going to show you how to use your brain. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. You can send a boy to college, but you can't make him think. A lot of people went to college and are stupid. A lot of people didn't go to college and are also stupid. Use your common sense. You don't have to have a genius IQ. What do we do to come in and make money from the fact that people aren't going to hotels anymore? So if they're not going to hotels, and by the way, you guys are thinking about it too much like a white belt. I need you to think like a black belt, okay? In business, you got white belt. I do jujitsu. White belt, blue belt, purple belt, brown belt, black belt, coral belt, red belt. Okay, you guys, a lot of these answers are a white belt. You bring hotels to them. You're thinking too linearly. If I don't, let me show you how to think like a black belt. Okay, a white belt answer is like, okay, I'll allow people to do a virtual vacation on Zoom or some bullshit like that. No, that's not big money. Somebody said you can sell blow up mattresses for cars. No, because people are staying at home. You're thinking too much like a white belt. At-home luxuries. Getting warmer. Okay, I like this. Pillows. Getting warmer. Since I'm not going on vacation, what am I doing more of? What am I doing more of? I'm not going on, like me, I travel every week, man, when I can. I'm not traveling now. What am I doing more of? Home gym, baby. Bread maker. There's a dude who's going to do 100 million in sales from a bread maker. Reading. There you go. So the replacement for the hotel industry is not some weirdo hotel idea. It's in simple things. A guy had a business that was failing because of COVID, and he made these little bread makers. You could probably buy them and resell them on Amazon, and that's an e-com biz. Okay. Relaxing body products. There you go. People are taking baths at home. When people sit at home too much, swimming pools. I don't know that that's an e-com business, first of all. And I don't feel like a lot of people are building pools right now. Maybe you could do those, portable type pools or those above ground pools. So, okay, that's what I'm saying. Now we go back here. I'm going to test you guys again. Where's my black belts at? Let's say employment's, okay, transportation at risk. What does that mean? Where's the opportunity for you? Tell me, where's the opportunity? Where's the opportunity? Because people are not using Uber. Bikes. Okay, that's not a horrible idea. Delivery is the obvious one. Grocery driver, but I need somebody who's more, come on, give me something most people aren't going to see. What are most people not going to see? Jetpacks, drones? No. Nope, too complex. Tennis shoes? Maybe shoes. There's nothing. I need a genius idea. Where's the genius idea? By the way, I'm not going to steal your idea. You guys can use these ideas. I have enough businesses right now. I don't need any. I'm not starting any new ones. Game simulators, sports. I need something genius. Head massagers, too small of a market, too low of TAM. Vespas. So let's walk it through like a black belt. I'm no longer using Uber. I used to use Uber all the time. So obviously things being delivered to me, but everybody sees that opportunity. I need you to see something. What is it what did I used to use Uber for? Going to work. Okay. Let me give you guys a hint. It's right in front of your face. What is right in front of your face right now? Literally. There we go. First genius idea. Video chat. The guy who's become the richest is the owner of Zoom. You could compete with Zoom. Not everybody likes Zoom. You could come up with a better angle on Zoom. Somebody's going to come up with a competitor to video chat and become a billionaire out of this COVID. Somebody will become, I don't know if it'll be anybody on this call. I don't know if it'll be me, but somebody will make $1 billion. Remember, don't spam the chat. You're going to get booted out. Cisco WebEx is not as good. Okay. What can you do that's niche in the video? Some of you are, tech geeks. Now, I'm not saying everybody should do that e-com idea. I'm just saying what's really going up because we're not going to using Ubers is Zoom. People aren't doing conferences. They used to go, people would take an Uber to the conference. Like downtown LA, I didn't want to drive down that downtown LA. I'd take an Uber because there's hard to find parking. Another thing, believe it or not, what's another thing? It's similar to Zoom. What's another thing that because people can't drive to this, they now do from their laptop or phone? What do we got? I need someone genius here. Dating, movies, you're getting warmer. Warmer, Tinder, Netflix, a competitor with Netflix. Now, some people say you can't compete with Netflix. Why not? Why not? Two random people started YouTube. That's a competitor, definitely with Netflix. That's the biggest competitor with Netflix. People consume videos on YouTube more than Netflix. Yeah, so make a niche Netflix. If you're really into documentaries, indie stuff, get the stuff that's too, here's an idea. I'm going to give you $1 billion idea. You can't say this call wasn't worth it. Make stuff too hot to handle for Netflix. I'm not talking about like porn because that already exists. Okay, forget that. There's no money in that. What's too controversial stuff that Netflix isn't going to put on? Too crazy of stuff. Conspiracy theories. I guarantee you, if you have some kind of streaming service for, super right wing or super left or Antifa or whatever, like that kind of stuff, even if you don't agree with it, allow free speech. I mean, it could be crazy. There could be money in that thing right now. So that's why I said you got to think like totally out of the box of not like everybody else. Not, hey, well, okay, Uber's sales are down. That means I'm going to start an Uber competitor. You can do that. I just want you to know a lot of people are seeing that. But what they're not seeing is the most obvious, like Netflix is through the roof. They're having to get more servers. Someone here, Scott R. says, Netflix is controlled by the mass media and government. It could be a platform that is completely, yeah, that's right. Build a cryptocurrency. a blockchain that uses a crypto coin. There's an example. It can be completely blockchain and it can be, voted on by people that are distributed across the world, and nobody could stop it. It could be beyond the reach of government somewhat. I mean, you don't want to be putting stuff. There's certain stuff that's going to get taken down that you don't want to do. So you'd have to have some basic rules, but okay. You guys seeing the opportunities here? It's the people going to think out of the box in the disruption period, and it's all going to be e-com. Just bet on e-com, guys. Don't be betting on, some people are like, oh, I'm going to do omni-channel. I'm going to open some restaurants and some home delivery. Forget omni-channel. You heard it from me. I've seen people try omni-channel. I talked to a guy. I tried to buy a brand. I competed with a guy in December to buy a brand. He ended up paying over $50 million. Sorry. Anyway, he stayed omni-channel and he got crushed. Omni-channel means two. You have e-commerce and you have brick and mortar stores. Just don't do that. Will COVID end? Everything ends, my friend. Planet Earth will end. Our solar system will end. The question is not will it end, it's when. Will we be alive when it ends? I don't know, man. A lot of people try to tell the future and everybody's wrong. Not one person's got, even guys like Nostradamus that supposedly predicted the future, they got a lot of things wrong too. Okay. All right. Let's keep going here. I got 705 people on. All right. I need 16 weeks. I need 4 months with you guys. And then we'll really get a lot done. All right. Going back for those of you, you're behind. Bezos started in 94. Got a lot to catch up on. We got the 4 Ps, each divided into 4 subcategories. There's 16 main things you have to know. So let me jump into some of them. It's hard for me I'm not going to get through all 16. I can show you this in 6. It'd take a week each. So product selection. This is a big one, man. Okay. What should you sell? This is the most important question. That's why it's the first P. Most important. If you get this one wrong, so I've given a lot of examples here of things you can sell. Here's a dumb idea. Somebody's selling dog crap. Okay. For $4, fake dog plant, dog poop. I think that's a dumb idea. But somebody thought it was good. Swimwear. I just talked to a guy who owns a big Australian brand, swimwear, and he said all his sales are doing just as well as before. Swimwear. Here's a kid selling toys who's 8 years old and made $22 million. Ryan's Toys, him and his dad. Obviously, his dad has to be involved. What were you doing last year? Because he made $22 million. That was 2018. I'm not sure what he made in 2019. This kid's already made, $30 million bucks. Here's a product that I saw somebody sell. Balloons. This company got everything. They got bikinis and balloons. Here's a toy, a bubble ball, marketed very weirdly. Bottled water sales are at $6 billion. Coffee business. Here's a coffee company. Okay, whole bean coffee. Looks like they're doing solid revenue numbers here. Public Goods is the name. So, the world is yours, my friend. Look at all these projects. Now, let's go into some more products. You must choose well. It's a little bit like getting married, okay? Well, it's an important day of your life if you ever get married or even just dating. It's not what day you get married, what color dress you wear, or how big the ring is. It's who the hell you're marrying. You get that wrong, boy, you'll never fix it. If you think, if you think that you can fix somebody, you are a fool of epic proportions. Whatever you married, whatever their idiotic factors is, you get to live with that for life. So you better be very picky at the beginning. Now, with products, it's the same way. You decide to get in some stupid product. I know people have wasted 10 to 20 years of their life selling an average product that's going to have average revenue and average profits. Average profits. So you guys have a choice, everybody watching. You can pick something that has average profits potential, or you could pick something that can make serious cash flow day in, day out. For me, what I like to look at, going back here, sharing my screen again, my personal, what I think is important, I should say, I like to pick, addictive products with very large TAM. If you don't know what TAM is, you should Google it. TAM stands for total addressable market. How big is the potential market if I create? So I like the coffee business here because it's addictive. People paying $6.50, you know, and they're going to come back again in a week. All right. I don't like this bubble business because it's not very addictive. Toys are very addictive to kids. When you're a kid, you want to continually have toys. So it's addictive. Swimwear. You know what? I mean, people are addicted to clothes, men and women. People are. Now, I would not sell dog crap. This is a stupid business simply because it's not an addictive type product. And now the problem with this bubble ball thing, it's not addictive. And the total addressable market, total sales of bubble balls in the entire world is probably not even $1 million a year. So you're never going to get the whole market. So why would you want to have a percentage of $1 million business? It's, you know, own 1/10 of 1% of $1 million. You're going to make $1,000, you know, $10,000 if you're lucky. Right? So 1% of $1 million is 10,000. If you have 1% of that, you know, you're starting to not even make $1,000 a year after taxes and stuff. So for me, I like swimwear is okay. It's addictive, but it's not a huge market. The total market for, you know, bikinis in the world, I'm not saying you shouldn't do this business. I'm just saying, so here, the total U.S. swimwear is $4 billion. So it's not that bad. Not that bad, but it's not like coffee is bigger. Or I'll tell you one that people forget and sleep on here. So I'm surprised more people don't have cheese sales. I'm basically addicted to cheese. I love cheese. Go to Google Shopping. I mean, if you had a cheese business where I signed up and $50 a month, I get new cheese sent to me, like a different box. Like, well, look at this company. I love it already. I'm going to sign up right now. I'm hungry. I'll tell you one thing. What is one thing people are doing when they're home? They're eating, guys. They are eating. This one, look, you can actually check out on Google. Look at that cool setup. So you don't even have to drive them to their website. But I can also go to the website. That's kind of cool. Interesting. This is a for cheese. This pops up, but going back here, I'm not a big online shopper, by the way. Some people are like, Ty, you should know that. Hell no. I'm an entrepreneur, not a consumer. Cheese of the world sampler. Love it. Look at this. How are none of you doing this business? Is anybody doing this business? I'm ready to buy. I'm addicted to cheese. I'm not like crackhead addicted to cheese, but I can eat cheese every day. I love cheese. People are like, oh, I want to have a wine and cheese business. I'm like, shit, I'll just take the cheese. Cheese is guts. Cheese is a real food, boy. There's people who lived 100 years old that just eat like in the Hunzas of India, in the Caucasus Mountains of Russia. There's people just living on cheese and yogurt, and they're like 105 years old. So here, look at this website. I hate this website already. What the hell is all this? Look at all the space that they're devoting to some weird wallpaper. Guys, you can beat this. I can train you how to beat this website. Look at the font size. They chose font size 1. So anybody who's got money, like my grandma might buy from here, but she can't read this. Look, they have a Facebook like counter that shows nobody's ever liked this page. Remove that. If you don't have any likes, remove it. Guys, you can destroy this company. It's got good, it's got 59 reviews, but I can't tell if these are real. Mary R, Patricia S, looks like some dude just made these up. Look at the top nav bar. 43 trillion.7 million monthly clubs. Oh man, this is not, I'll show you a business that I own. I'll show you what I think works and I've seen and split tested. Here's a business I own called Farmer's Cart. So we ship meat and meals and not nationwide. So like here, if you go into like ground beef, notice we use the whole website. Look how skinny this damn thing is. And it's not just skinny, this is very confusing. It's like makes me sick to look at. And then they have a weird Mother's Day thing off on the side. So here you can see, look how like the imagery you can pop around. Let me see if they have that. Nope, I can't click on the pictures. I hate it already. You know, you want to let people magnify, zoom in. People want to read stuff. Okay. Our font is much bigger. Look how big the font is here compared to the font there. That font's so small, people are going to go blind just on their website. Pricing, $79 each is a stupid way to price stuff. We have a slash from our MSRP price down to our, current selling price. So a lot of problems here. So addicting. By the way, some people all the time, I don't want to be in the cheese business. Global cheese sales. I'll do this business. If I had more time, I would be launching businesses out the yin yang. All right, let's look. The global cheese market is worth $69 billion last year. So actually here, sorry. Global cheese market is at $118 billion. Way bigger than coffee. Bigger than coffee. It's not quite as addictive as coffee, but it's kind of addictive. Food is addictive. Fat is addictive, and cheese is very good for you if in moderation, just like coffee is good for you in moderation. Some people say, you can't have any dairy. I'm like, okay. Arnold Schwarzenegger grew up drinking a gallon of milk. He looks like he turned out okay. All the people telling you that you can't have milk are like little pencil arm people. So be careful who you take advice from. They get their weird. Everybody can prove anything with statistics. And I'm not disrespecting for you. Anybody who's very into whatever it might be, just understand diet's not a cult and you're probably wrong. Cheese is very bad for you. Raw cheese from pasture-based cows, longest lived people in the world. Can't lie, can't argue with numbers. People living 102 years old with no cancer. The Hunza Valley of India, they live on goat cheese. That's not all they eat. They eat a lot of other things, but so cheese is inflammatory. Don't just because some dip. That those same scientists that say milk's bad for you, they're the ones that said margarine is good for you and that mothers shouldn't nurse their children. For 10 years, scientists in the 50s and 60s, don't drink mother's milk. We have a better formula. It's the same thing with the new meat that they're coming out with, Beyond Meat and Impossible Meat. In 10 years, we'll look back and be like, damn, these dudes sucker. They made the whole world suckers. You don't want to be eating meat out of a lab. Come on, use your brain. You think scientists can replicate what Mother Nature has created? Use your brain, people. Okay, but forget that. That's not the point of today's call. What we're talking about is the opportunity. The opportunity. Now, Kim said, can we do this all with Shopify? Absolutely. Let me show you guys a little tool here. For those of you who are in my e-commerce certified specialist program, you may have already learned this, but I'm going to give you guys a free tip for people not in my paid training program. There's a website called Built With. So let's be ninjas here. Let's be black belts going beyond what most people understand. Let's go to Murray's Cheese. Who runs Murray's Cheese? Let's see what they've got. They've got their Google Pixel on, Google Analytics. They advertise on Bing, Facebook, Google. They're using Olark. That's a online chat. They're on WordPress, it looks like. Yeah, or NetSuite. Oh, man. These guys are way behind. No wonder it's a retarded site. They should be used for this type business. Yeah, they got WordPress. You should be using Shopify. It's just a more powerful tool. It's there are people who I've used everything, by the way. So, questions. Look at this. They didn't even price this thing right. I guarantee you 79 is the wrong price. Sounds too high for me. Let me see what happens. If I add this to cart, okay, let me check out. Let's see if they add. See, it doesn't have any, does it have anything about free shipping? See, that's a big mistake. Notice on Farmer's Cart, we say right here at the top, what do we say? Spend $199 more for shipping, and you get free shipping. These guys forgot the biggest thing. There's no free shipping. So proceed. So this is not a good checkout. I mean, it's not horrible, but the price is wrong, so that's a problem. Okay, proceed to checkout. By the way, what I'm doing right now, that's how you become a black belt. I've been doing this that I'm doing right now with you since 2001. It's my 20th year watching websites. I've seen everything, man. All these people out here teaching e-com, ask them if they started in 2001. I don't know anybody. I mean, Jeff Bezos started before me. I know 3 guys that started before me. Sign up for cheese. Look at this horrible thing. Sign up for cheesy email. Do you think anybody ever in the history has signed up? They require on their email sign up 1, 2, 3. Nobody's going to do this. I should buy this business and fix it for them. Yeah, this is a rough website. But you know what? They might be making some money. It just shows you don't even have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. Who sees opportunity that I'm seeing right here? We've gone through all kinds of stuff. Coffee, this, that. Like, are you seeing this? I'm showing you how to dissect and reverse engineer other people's success. You can just flip it and do it better and take their market share. You know? Kim says, I see the opportunity with Murray's. Huge. Davey says he doesn't see the opportunity. Davey, it's good that most people are like you. When I meet people that don't see the opportunity, I'm like, thank God. Imagine if everybody saw what we see right on here. Our competition would be through the roof. Like Charlie Munger said, he tells Warren Buffett, if it wasn't for the stupidity of other people, we wouldn't be able to get rich. Be very happy that other people don't see this. If your parents don't see it, good. Be like, that means if my parents don't see it, that means millions of people don't see it. You don't want to do anything that 100 million people are doing, you know? Can you sell worldwide? Absolutely. You can use drop shipping to go global if you sell electronic products. Now let's talk about something. Let me share my screen again. So when we go here to e-com, what you need to understand, okay, is that there's multiple angles to e-com. So let me show you this. Most people don't realize that. Okay. So let me move this damn thing. Here's the first. So the first thing is you basically have 4 of angles, that 4 types of products you can sell. You have physical products like cheese. Okay. You have electronic products. That is what Netflix sells, right? You don't get a physical product. You just watch a video. Then you have consulting services. So you can use e-commerce if you're a lawyer, if you're an accountant, if you're a digital marketer consultant. And then lastly, well, let me just put it, let me do it to keep it simpler. I'll just call it services and some examples. So physical product is like selling cheese. Electronic product is Netflix or the Zoom call you're on now with me. You're on now. That's e-commerce. And then services would be like a lawyer, a consultant, a CPA, an accountant that's showing, you know, I was talking to some accountants today on Zoom. So that's an e-commerce transaction. I'm going to pay them for the interaction that we did through Zoom. Okay. So now you have the 3 types. And now on top of that, well, any questions on this? 3 types. There's really nothing else. So don't think when he talks about, you asked about global shipping. Well, cheese is a little bit hard to ship to every single country. Let's say there's about 200 countries in the world. It's hard to ship to 200 countries cheese because you might only get 1 order, and the shipping to ship it to, you know, Madagascar from where you live, it might be cost prohibitive. But electronic products, how many countries is Netflix in? Let's find out right now. How many countries is Netflix in? Oops. So Netflix is in, let's find out, 190 countries. Let me just show you something. How many countries are there in the world? 195. So some of you need to focus on electronic products because you can ship it everywhere. I have customers in the same, I'm like Netflix. My Tai Lopez brand, I have people who have paid in like 190 countries. Micronesia, Vanuatu, or whatever you pronounce that island I got sales everywhere. So I like that. Services also are good. So this one, physical is great, but you don't have to do physical. Does that make sense? Because some people get overwhelmed. They're like, physical, do digital. I'll give you an example. Let me see if I can find this article. There's a guy, I don't know him personally, but he sold a course on how to use Excel. Let's see, where's this guy? Yeah, I can't find it right now. There's a guy, he went on a platform called Kajabi, okay, where you can sell your courses and your training. He created a course on how to use Excel, the spreadsheets. And every year he makes $100,000 to $200,000. He sells the product, I think, for $97. It's like 16 video lessons. He advertises it, spends like $50,000 on advertising. And I think he grosses like $250,000 a year after his credit card processing and all this stuff. He nets like $100,000 to $200,000 a year US. He quit his job. Matthew Rumble says he sells courses for video editing. So just notice, you don't have to sell physical stuff. And that's important because people get too stuck on the physical things. Okay. Artists using e-commerce. Yeah. One, you can create art and just sell it online to be delivered to. Why not sell on Amazon, believe it or not? So what's your thoughts on private labeling? No problem. That's I private label some stuff. I don't do as much as I used to. Matthew said he made over $1,000 last month selling. Cool. If any of you have been in my training programs and you want to share your experience, feel free. I've had, God knows. All my training, free and paid. It's been like 100 million people have gone through it. So would you build an Amazon brand and use their platform and build a brand on Shopify and buy your own? I would do both. You generally want to be both on Amazon and on Shopify, but start with one. So flip a coin. Don't go crazy being like, I can't do both. Just Confucius said, the man who chases two rabbits catches none. Catch one rabbit. First, build your Shopify site or your Kajabi site. If you're selling virtual education, you can also use WordPress. WordPress is okay for that. I don't like WordPress for the e-com because Shopify is just a better platform. But for digital, you're not going to necessarily use, anything else. Okay. All right. I want to keep going. How long have I been going here? 51 minutes. Okay. I got to go do something else. But what should I talk about next? I'll tell you one thing I'm going to do. I'm going to put this up. So let me just show you this thing real quick. For those of you interested, you're going to get an email tonight if you're on my Tai Lopez list. You got 7 days left, so I'm officially announcing it. I put together a special bundle for my ECS program. Okay. So if you want me to guide you for the next 4 months, I've got a paid program, and I'm still going to do more training on the free one here. But a lot of you, some people are like, holy crap, so I see the opportunity. I'm ready to go right now. For those of you who are ready to go right now, you just go to tailopez.com/start. I think that's the link. Let me double check. Is that the link?
Yeah, that's it.
And I'll put it, you got it. And we'll put it in the chat. And I'll read off the names of some of you. Let me see who's gotten in, because we mentioned it. I don't know if we emailed it to everybody. So yeah, Giovanni Mendoza got in from Liberal, Kansas. Never heard of that place. Where is Liberal? There's a place called Liberal, Kansas. That's insane. Okay, that's fine. You can come from anywhere in the world. I've got people in so many different countries. It's kind of cool. Oh, no, sorry. That was from yesterday. I got a little app I built myself. I can see all my sales. Sorry. Ignore that person. That was from yesterday. Liberal. I launched this last Friday, but now I'm putting kind of a deadline. So if you want to get in, I suggest you do it quick. Okay. Questions real quick. And I'm going to go. I want to do some case studies and show you. I want to analyze some websites because that helps people a lot. Ty, do we have one-on-one calls to put in your program? When you get in my program, for a few of you, I have a higher level where you got to apply to it. First, get in my entrepreneur program because we do have a one-on-one SMS. You can text, we have a texting one, but I don't have it where you can call me. My phone would ring. I like my privacy. Auto parts for e-commerce. Now you're talking my language, Brandon. You know why? I like boring stuff. People get too fancy, man. Well, I'm not Amazon FBA. So FBA just means, like you're going to let Amazon ship for you. You can do that too. But it depends. If you're doing food, you can't do Amazon FBA. You can't send, for example, perishables. You can't send things like, cold cheese or something like that. So you can't always use Amazon for fulfillment. And sometimes Amazon, you can do it cheaper yourself. Okay. Somebody wants me to check their website. Royal. What is this? Royal. Oh man, the chats are coming in a little too fast, and my chat starts to jam. Crafty.store.com. Let me pull this one up. Crafty-store.com. Let me share this with you guys. I want you guys to give me what you think of this website. Crafty.store. Is this for eggs? So the first problem is it's confusing. I'm assuming that's eggs, right? Poach pods. Also, it'd be good if you had this that it would detect what country it is and change the language. I'm assuming you're just selling in France, which is fine, but you're limiting your market. Texas. Okay, so let's say I add $14, euros, sorry. It's, it should sell me some other upsells here, but the site is okay. It's lacking something. It should have a video of you as the owner. Talk about yourself. Create a brand, people. Create a brand about yourself. Don't be a nameless, faceless business. This is a nameless, faceless business. When you go on my farmer's box here, there's a whole video, with me on the farm. Like you can see, there's me with my horses right there. So I don't like that. I like to make a brand that's visible to people. I think it's a big mistake when you go and people try to be all secretive and stuff. It's just, not gonna make much money that way, unfortunately. pulseplusfitness.co.uk. Let's see about this one. Pulse Plus Fitness. All right, let's see. You guys give me 1 through 10. What do you think this website? 10 is like Amazon quality. Everything's just optimized for conversions. Okay, what do you guys think? 1 to 10. What are we doing? What's good? What's bad? What's good? What's bad? Well, I'll tell you my opinion. What's bad? You don't even, this first main image here, you don't see the girl's face. Always show faces. especially if you have people that are attractive, you know, sex sells, my friend. And you don't have to do it in a cheesy way, but showing the woman's face is not cheesy. I mean, that's just, so you show a face way down here, there, that's the first time. I also think people make a mistake. This is too much space here. It's like this massive thing. And all it tells me is home workouts made simple. We're changing the home fitness game forever. I always hate that phrase. Everybody says they're changing the game forever. Are you really changing the game forever? Will all home fitness be able to stop because you've launched this product? Like, don't, you lose credibility with people if you're just like, I hate when people say they're the best. I'm like, compared to what? To be the best is hard. Even Michael Jordan wouldn't say he was the best publicly. He said it privately, but he didn't go around going, I'm the best. And he was Michael Jordan. So I think you should get to the point. This is generic talk. You're providing me with tools and plans. With the tools and plan to bring the gym to your home. Why do you have to tell me all that? Why not just do it for me right here? Why not show me a cool piece of equipment here? Let me show you guys something that made somebody a lot of money. A lot of money. It's the, what's the website for it? Foreman Grill. Okay. So let's look. Foreman Grill. I think this is the website. Let's see if it's a good website. Yeah. All right. This is not the part I wanted to show you. What the heck is this? This forces me. Okay. Okay. It's not what I wanted to show you. This is not good either. Let me see Amazon. Oh, this is what I wanted to show you. Okay. So the way they used to market this thing is with this picture. This is it. This is a grill that a boxer guy. So right here, this is good homepage. They should have this picture because just look at this picture. Right there. Can you see this picture in the corner? What do you guys see? You see a demonstration with somebody you trust. Boom. You got your steaks there. You got your pepper. Who's hungry right now? Who's looking at this going, why don't I have this damn thing right here, right now, this nice Foreman grill? Now, I just want to guess. This image right here, George Foreman, boxer, selling a meat grill. How much sales do you think that he did? How much sales, how much money do you think that company made? Anybody? 100 million of them have been sold. 100 million of them have been sold at, let's just call it approximately $100. What's $10 billion? And you know what? He got paid a percentage of every single one. At first, he was paid. He made at least, you can just see George Foreman net worth, not from boxing, but from a good product. And guess what? He's worth 300 million bucks. He's richer. I think he's about it. The only boxer richer than him is Floyd Mayweather. He's the richest fighter in the world because he built an e-com product. This is an e-com product, people. This is e-com. Because before they were selling this on TV, before there was, Amazon, you could buy stuff on the phone, and that's a great part how he sold this thing. Does that make sense? So like e-com's been working before the internet even came out. Who would like to make, who'd like to make $300 million just for standing in front of he went like this. Ugh. I mean, that was his contribution to Foreman Grill. Maybe he had a few ideas on what color or something, but come on. Okay. So opportunities have been here. Going back with the George Foreman Grill, I think he started selling that in the 1990s. I need you guys on this train understanding this. It's just, it's everything now. It's everything. So, any questions on this? I want to go back to sharing my screen. There's a practical example. All right. So just so you know how this 4-month program, for those of you who get in my program, because I'm going to go here in a little bit, and just because I think I've given you a lot of value, I've given you $1 billion idea. I'll maybe do 1 or 2 more of these reviews, but I got some other stuff I got to do. So I highly recommend you go in this, my first test group ever. I made a call in 2016, and I told people, October 2016, biggest thing you can do is jump into social media marketing agency. And a lot of people didn't listen, and a lot of people did. And those people who did came out so well. I mean, that product, that training I did, it was a 4-month certification product. It just changed the game. Changed the game. So I'm telling you right now, the biggest opportunity in the world, in my opinion, for everyday ordinary people to start generating part-time or full-time income is to really become what I call an e-com certified specialist. Like, really, you know, people go to college. Let me just say, people go to college. Who here went to college? We got a lot. Who went to college? 4 years memorizing stuff that's not applicable to everyday life. While Ryan's kids made $22 million in 2018. An 8-year-old made $22 million. You just got to think about that. That's a fact. So I tell people, it's fine if you go to college, but do you really know stuff? Do you really have a tangible skill that you can fall back on? I'm going to give some of you that. Not everybody, but I'm going to give some of you that. A 4-month program, step by step. You get a video released at a time. Boom, boom, boom. The first month, the way it works is it's a 30-day challenge. I want to go deep instantly, so there's immersion. Okay? So that's the first step. Go deep. Okay? Number 2, we're going to go in the financial, the legal, the accounting. There's a lot you have to know to build a business. You can't just make money and have it go into the ether. It's important that you get this thing. 3rd, promotions, marketing. Okay? You got to understand Facebook, Google Shopping. Who knows all these? Email marketing, SMS marketing, app marketing, because you want to eventually have an app. You need to know content marketing. You understand YouTube ads. You understand Twitter, Snap, now TikTok. So just a lot. And then the month 4, we're going to go into website design, API. At the end, there is an exam. If you pass, you become an e-com certified specialist. Okay. If you don't pass, you got to wait a week. Don't worry. Some of you freak out. So yeah. Questions on this? TyLopez.com/start. What questions do we have specifically on the program? I'm going to announce this. It's going to fill up real quick, just so you guys know. So I highly recommend you got less than a week to get in, and it may not even last that long, just so you know. But okay, what do we have? What do we do after we become an e-com certified specialist? Perfect question. Perfect question. Here is how I look at this. Here's the important thing. You can use this for 4 things, really. Number 1, start your own e-commerce brand. Easy. Number 2, use to get a high-paying job. So many companies are needing e-com specialists. Number 3, use it to launch an agency where you actually build people e-commerce sites like Shopify. And lastly, you can use it to consult, meaning you don't do any of the work, but you create e-commerce business plans. So you got 4 ways you can use this. So that's how long is the final exam? Can you finish the course quicker than 4 months? Don't try not to go too fast, but you have up to 1 year, just so you know. You have up to 1 year if you want to get in. Okay. What do you think about AI in the future? I'm a musician with physical merch. Is this for me? Dude, if you're a musician, I know some of the big musicians. I've become friends with some guys that are really big. Merch is the big way you make money, because you're not going to be able to travel as a musician right now. So you better go crazy on the merch game, because who knows, maybe you can do virtual concerts and stuff. So I think that every single person in this group, I can't think of an application where I wouldn't want to do e-commerce. Maybe if I inherited like a giant real estate business or something. If you inherited money, you don't need to be on this call. You can just live off your parents. Sell insurance online. That's one of the things I started with in 2001. Can you start making money in month 1? Absolutely. That's why we have a 30-day kind of crash course. The first month is just like, let's go. So is this a good time to sell clothing online? I own a big clothing line. I'll show you guys. I bought this brand in October. So this company, before I bought it, last year it did $740 million in revenue. So it's called Dress Barn. It's an older woman's brand. It's really well known, 10 million customers. So yeah, there you go. There's stuff we sell right now. You can see our website right there. Zoom in. You can pop around. Boom. So, yep. Don't know what other questions. You can certainly do. I mean, there's so many things you can do. So many things. Sweaters. Who wants a sweater? Let's get this sweater right here. What is an interesting sweater? Strange color. So yeah, I'm in the fashion space already, man. I already beat you to it. By the way, some people are like, hey, Ty, if you know so much about this, why are you teaching it? Well, I like to teach stuff. I wish somebody had taught me this stuff and I hadn't learned it the hard way. But don't think all my money comes from this. Like, I own big brands, man. Dress Barn's a very big brand. I bought it from a publicly traded company. That brand made the owners billionaires. So I'm in this game right here with you. I'm showing you, like, if I thought it was dumb, I wouldn't be doing it myself. It ain't dumb. It's dumb to not do it. Would you recommend WooCommerce? No. WordPress. For electronic products, you could use WordPress. For consulting, you could use WordPress. Physical products, no. What do you think of creating a brand around a color like Black Paris? Yeah, I mean, with clothing, you can come up with any. Look at Yeezys. It's just like, you can make brands and clothing game about anything. Opinions on drop shipping one product. In general, the more SKUs you have, the more money you make. But to start out, it's okay as a white belt. Look, let me show you guys something about making money. I will show you something. My opinion. Not everybody will agree with me, but let me show you. So, my perspective on the level of personal wealth and finance. Okay, I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so this is kind of it. You got white belts. I want you to look at this and tell me what belt you are. Okay, are you a white belt? That means your net worth is under $50,000. Your net worth means all your assets minus all your debt. Blue belt, if your net worth 50 to 99,000. Purple belt, 100,000 to $1 million. Brown belt, $1 million to $10 million. Black belt, $10 million to $100 million. Coral belt, 100 to 999. And then red belt, that's when you get on the Forbes list. So who here is, by the way, you can't be less than a white belt. Okay. So what's your financial belt? Leslie says she's a blue belt. Okay. You're worth 50 to 99,000. Good. White belt. Matthew says he's a purple belt. Sean, so net worth 100,000 to million. Okay. Jesse says no belt. If you no belt means you're a white belt. Trevon said white belt is fuck, to be honest. Okay. Thanks for the honesty. Somebody said they're a purple belt, 500K euros. Okay, good. White for now. Crypto belt. Well, cryptos doesn't matter. It's still denominated in dollars for the most part. White belt, white belt. White belt at 17. White, no belt, but white, I guess. So we've got a few. Okay, one person says they're a black belt with a net worth of 10 to 100 million. Okay. Josiah says a blue belt. By the way, if you're negative net worth, that means you're a white belt. So I want you guys to think a lot about, like, how do you change belts? Because nobody likes being a white belt. By the way, welcome to the group, Francisco de Alba in Hawthorne, New York. I thought I was going to say Hawthorne, California, but welcome to the group. I'll read off the names sometimes when people get in. Oops, hold. Damn it. So let's think about, like, how do you go up in belts? I think the main reason people are on this call is, like, not just because people want to learn ecom, but you have, like, an intention. You're like, I'm going to use ecom to do something, and it's probably to change belts. I will tell you how I changed belts, and what worked the most for me was just becoming like a sponge of learning. And I learned everything. I took every course. I took my first online course in 2001 from a guy named Corey Rudel, who's died in a car crash, sadly. I never got to meet him and thank him, but I paid like $500 for the Corey Rudel course. And within 9 months of, that's what taught me how to do Google ads. And from there, 9 months later, I was at six figures in 2002. Really changed my life. And then that's when my belt, I kind of went up from a white belt to a blue belt in business, in finance, and I was able to move out of a mobile home that I lived in. I slept on a couch. I didn't even have the full mobile home to myself. I didn't have a car. I didn't have a college degree. I remember I didn't have a suit to get a job. I had less than $50 in my bank account before, but after that, I remember my life changed like that. I was making $6,000 to $10,000 a month, averaging around $7,000 or $8,000, but it was steady. Like, that was the key. It was like steady. And then I got my first house in Raleigh, North Carolina with two other guys. It was a roommate. But it was like, I finally had my own bed. It's not fun to sleep on a couch for long. Some of you have probably slept on a couch or been homeless even. I was one step away from being homeless. At least I had this mobile home, but I didn't have my own room, my own bed, my own closet, my own place for clothes. So I got to that blue belt level and all that went away, and I've never gone backwards after that. By 2002, where I was, I never have gone backwards. Every year I've gotten a little bit up, okay, on the belt system. And so I think it's important that you guys know that it can be done, that times may seem dark right now. You may be discouraged. Don't read the news too much. The news, they don't know what's going on. The world will come through this, I promise you. Viruses don't kill everybody. By the way, Ricky Lopez, welcome to the group in Las Vegas. Good name, Ricky. What else? So I just want you to know, because I feel like a lot of times people are just like, is this even going to work for me, Ty? Like, I've tried everything and my life is not my belt. I'm not changing. I don't have any more money in my bank account. Well, I'm gonna give you a little faith. Every single day I see people. I've been teaching people e-com, social media for, I think I started in 2013 and I started ramp maybe 2012. It was between the end of 2012, beginning of 2013. And I've seen insane. One of the first people that I brought in, I'll show you. He paid me $25,000. His name is James Swanick. And I'll show you this. Most of his businesses weren't doing that well. He paid me 25 grand. He's an Australian guy. And he owns this multi-million-dollar brand right here selling blue blocker glasses. And he's also on Amazon. And, you know, it's a huge business for him. So that's when I really started training people and started saying, hey, I've been doing this since 2001. I can show this guy how to build and grow a business. And he built this and his brother. So it's kind of a cool, here's our story here. I'm actually a shareholder in this business. I own a small amount of it, not a main shareholder, but that's not a bad pop-up. Good job, James. There's James right there, the bald guy. No offense, James, if you're watching. So you can see, where did they start? Yeah, 2014. I think he hired me, paid me 25 grand. I think it was 2013. Within a year, he had a business up and going. And it's a growing business. There's the two brothers. James Swanick. This is an e-com biz. They're also on Amazon. They have offices in all these different countries: Australia, Philippines, India, Pakistan, Romania, Ukraine, South Africa, Canada, and Los Angeles. And I think they're in Houston, Texas too. So that's just an example. Like, I started doing this, helping people in 2013, and it just works. It just works to be trained. So that's how you change belts. You bring in people around you that are already multiple belts ahead of you. Like, I do jujitsu. My teacher, I'm a blue belt in jujitsu. My teacher is a coral belt. His name's Hagen Machado. He's been doing it. He got his black belt when he was 18 years old. He's one of the most successful fighters in history. And so I learned from him. That's how I learned jujitsu. Now, when it comes to making money, I talk to people and I'm like, what's your plan? And they're like, I'm just going to do it on my own. Well, I'm like, well, I don't even try jujitsu on my own. You think you're going to make a multi-million-dollar business on your own? I think you're way too cocky. That's what I think. I think most people are too cocky or too afraid. People are very afraid. A lot of people are afraid of success. A lot of people sabotage their own success, man. Money starts to come in. I've seen it over and over where people just destroy their own success. It's like, why are you destroying your own success? It's insane. It's like a vicious cycle. Hello? So, oh yeah, okay. I have a protein shake business. This is actually hemp protein. So, and somebody made a cookie. I'm going to eat it while I read these questions. Can you do this while you're in trade school? Sure. You only need about 1 to 4 hours a week, depending on your schedule. What's the difference between Ecom Blueprint and the new ECS? New ECS is it's like on steroids, man. It's a 4-month program certification. It's more in depth and it's cutting edge. Could you show the list of belts again? Sure. There you go. Sorry to be chewing in front of you, but who's getting in the group? somebody in a second. Man, we still got 500 people on here watching me eat a cookie. Sorry about that. Normally I don't eat cookies, but I wanted one. The link doesn't work. TyLopez.com/start. If you go to TyLopez.com, it's like on the top of you can't miss it. If you can't find the link, you're not qualified to be in my program, because you just go to TyLopez.com. It's all over the place. So I'm trying to get in. Who's having issues getting in? Anybody? Chris Mendez, welcome to the group. La Cruces, New Mexico. I just got a piece of land in New Mexico, investing in, or I already have title to it. It's a commercial piece. It's like a raw land, 4 acres in the heart of Albuquerque, New Mexico. So, Chris, I'm invested in New Mexico, man. How was the kitchen niche? Hey, I know one of the people, I'll get her to teach in this program. Guess what? She makes $500,000 a month on Amazon. And a lot of what she sells is kitchen items, like simple stuff like garlic presses and all that stuff. It's just, she's making $500,000 gross. My guess is she's probably netting, let's call it $100,000 a month, but that's pretty good. Liz, you guys probably saw her. She dropped out of college. She got a college scholarship to play basketball. She got into e-com. She's more focused on Amazon, and kitchen items is not the only thing she sells, but I was down with her in Miami. She got married recently. She just crushed supplements, of course. There's I can't think of let me just put it this way. Every single thing. This I bought on Amazon. Water bottle, Amazon. Shaker, Amazon. Protein, Shopify. Phone case. I bought this on Amazon's website. This shirt, I have a stylist who bought this, but she buys the stuff online. She ain't going to, you think I go to clothing stores? Hell no. Charger. I even bought this water on Amazon. This Icelandic water. Plates, Amazon. Mouse, e-com. Books. Those all come from e-commerce purchase. I'm just saying, guys, when are you going to get on this train? Now, for those of you who don't have the money to get in the program, you're going to have to do it on your own. And some of you will be okay with that. And I'm happy. Not everybody needs to be helped, but most people underestimate them. They overestimate their powers. Elizabeth Westwood, welcome to the group. Wakefield, Massachusetts. It's Wakefield. That's from Boston. How much money should you budget for an e-com website? You can build e-com websites very cheap. You can be in business, all this stuff way under $1,000. So I started my first fitness niche store using your e-com blueprint in a week. Cool. That's my older program. Let's go. Yeah, Hurricane Liz. There you go. Where are you going to start hosting events in your I don't think in-person events are going to happen in 2020. That's not going to happen. So you're going to have to learn virtually right now. All colleges are closed. High schools are closed. Welcome to the group, Julian Rusine in Arlington, Virginia. I'm in Virginia. So Julian, welcome to the 4-month e-com certified specialist program. What do I think about ClickBank? Yeah, I've used ClickBank. Can you come in the group from Malta? Welcome everybody in any country in the world. If you have an internet connection, you can be in this. If you don't have internet, you probably can't do e-com. So that's my only rule. Go somewhere that has internet. Julian says, I'm excited. Welcome, my friend. After you get in the program, everybody, there's a calendar. Schedule a call with my team. They'll talk to you. So that's just a little side note. But Ty, did you invest in Adriatic Sea? You mean did I invest in the Adriatic Sea? Am I missing something? Do you guys know what that is? Is there a video game or something called Adriatic Sea. Robert Kiyosaki says US dollar is dying. I reckon the world will switch to crypto. Not anytime soon. One day, maybe. Yeah, who's teaching? Alex Mayer. Yep, my business partner is teaching. He sold his e-com business for $300 million in August. Zeus was the name. So what about selling phones? Yeah, you can do that. But are you gonna like try to compete with Apple? I wouldn't start that business. You mean like phone cases? Oh, that's good. But I don't know about the rest. Can you do payments? Yep, we have payment plan. I want to lose 100 pounds in a year. Any advice? Focus on the direction. You don't have to lose 100 pounds in a year. I mean, in general, you want to lose, like, if you're losing weight, you don't want to lose, I mean, a pound a week is plenty. A lot of people, like when I'm cutting now, I've cut about 15 pounds. I just do it about a half a pound a week, 2 pounds, 3 pounds a month. If you cut weight too fast, you gain it back and stuff. Ooh, that's strong. I have my own milk cow. This has a cow from my own milk. I mean, a cow from my own milk. Milk from my own cow. All on grass, no hormones, the raw stuff. Somebody said she needs to gain 3 more pounds to hit her weight goal. Okay. Ty, advice on Facebook ads, please, with a $100 budget. Well, with a $100 budget, it's doable, but you're going to really have to focus on high converting products because or else you're going to burn through your $100. If you have a high converting product, $100 can turn into 100,000. You can keep flipping it and rolling it, but it's not that. My recommendation, we'll talk about this course, is how to raise some capital. You should learn how to raise capital for people too. It's important that you learn to raise capital and don't just do it yourself. So, all right. Am I hiring people? I'll probably hire a few people to go through my program and get a good score. Cynthia Denkin, welcome to the group. You're in New Kensington, Pennsylvania. New Kensington. I like looking at these things, trying to figure out. But is dropshipping dead? No. Nope. Somebody said, okay, Ashton Kutcher, how's the ranch? Does Ashton Kutcher have a ranch or something? I know nothing about Ashton Kutcher. Although one time I was at the ArcLight and I saw him and Demi Moore get in a huge argument before they got divorced. So I could tell you, I knew they were going to get divorced before anybody because I saw them fighting like huge fight. What do you think about online classifieds? Yeah, you can use, you mean like building your own or using eBay or using like Craigslist? Yeah. I want to start a software testing consultancy. Fine. It's all the same. It's all e-com. I told you there's 3 types of e-com. So how can you increase the speed in which you categorize people like you talk about in the 12 foundations? You got to practice, man. Learn the PACE system. Ashton Kutcher was on a show called The Ranch about a cow rancher, a cow farmer. Okay. Don't really call them cow farmers, but cattle ranchers. Like, does all this work in third world countries? Man, if I lived in third world countries, the first thing I would do. If I'm living in a third world country, I'm selling into a first world country. I don't care what anyone says. I'm selling where the money is. I'm selling where the money is, you know? So please sell to where the money is. It makes life a lot easier, man. A lot easier. Any last questions before I go? I got to go. Is Bali overrated to move to? Never been to Bali. One of my best friends has been stuck there through the whole COVID thing. So how do you mentally prepare for a half marathon? Your competence is your confidence. That's what one of my coaches used to tell me, basketball coaches. So the best way you'll have the right mindset when you go into your marathon or half marathon is already having run a half marathon successfully and done it multiple times. Repetition, man. Reps and sets, like Arnold Schwarzenegger said. Okay. I am going to jump off, and I appreciate you guys being here. I'm going to leave this link up, though. For those of you, let me put this. So I'm going to leave this up here for the next 15 minutes, 17 minutes for you to get in. The test group is officially now closing, so some will lose, some will gain. I hope if you have the ability to do it. Don't hesitate. Don't be like most people that procrastinate. I can't tell you how much wealth is lost just because somebody procrastinated. There was a guy who was going to be a business partner of Jeff Bezos and owned 10% of Amazon, and he never got around to sending Jeff Bezos the investment money. That guy says he thinks about it every day. He'd be one of the richest people in the world. But he procrastinated, so he has nothing. So, yeah. All right. I'm going to keep the share going. I'm going to turn off my mic. So I'm going to keep this. You can hear my voice for a second. Good luck out there. I hope you jump in. I'll keep this slide up. Thanks for your time. I hope you learned something.